What's going on, everybody? I'm here at the Hockey Helps the Homeless Okanagan event in Kelowna with a face that's probably familiar to some of you guys, former NHLer Wade Redden. First of all, Wade, thank you very much for taking the time to chat with me. What are your thoughts on the tournament so far?
Well, it's great to chat with you, Casey. Well, it's a great event. We had an evening last night. We had a draft with some of the pro guys getting drafted by the guys that have put their teams in. Got to meet Brady Leavold, who's shared his story and some of the experiences from homelessness that he has experienced in his life, and get an appreciation for what we're here for. And it's a great event. It's something that they've raised a lot of money to help these foundations and these different charities to help combat some of the issues happening in our communities. So it's great for us to be here and have a fun day and raise some money and all for a good cause.
That's fair. And then, Brady's story is pretty awesome. For me, I kind of grew up seeing him when he played for the Kelowna Rockets. So seeing where he was then to where he is now is pretty awesome. And then for a guy like you, obviously played in NHL for a fair amount of years. Is there anything maybe that you kind of ran into in your time in the NHL that stood out to you in terms of just maybe an interaction with somebody or a particular moment to your career?
For sure. I know for me personally, I was involved with some charities in Ottawa in my time there. I did some stuff with the Children's Hospital, and I brought a suite. I bought a suite for the game where kids would come and watch the games every night, and called it Wade's World. So that was something I was really proud to kind of be involved in the community and do stuff like that. I've done this event also, this Hockey Helps the Homeless. I've done it a few different times in Ottawa and in Edmonton, and first time now in Kelowna, which is great to see him coming here and having a community and a kind of a showing here. There's lots of hockey guys around, obviously, and it's a fun day for everyone. So yeah, this is something that touches everyone. I think you look around our communities and there's lots of things we can do to help, and this is a small piece, but raising the awareness and hearing Brady's story and kind of knowing some of the things that are happening out there and how we can help those situations, I think it's been good learning for all of us.
That's fair. You mentioned Wade's World. What is kind of the story behind that? Did you kind of just think of doing it just out of the goodness of your heart, or is there a little bit more to it?
No, I wanted to give back. I was, we're the guys, myself, I guess I can speak for myself, how lucky I was to be playing hockey and fortunate to have the opportunity to play in the NHL and have a long career and make a good living doing that, playing a game. So it actually was an idea that probably started, I think Curtis Joseph was the guy who kind of put the light bulb on for me. Curtis was obviously a great goalie, one of the best in the league in his time and in the history of the league, but he also did that when he was in Edmonton and in Toronto. He did a box and a suite, and we had the same agent, so that the idea kind of got thrown around, and when it came to me, it was like, yeah, I want to do that. I was just starting in Ottawa and wanting to to get involved in the community, and we'd go to the Children's Hospital every Christmas, and we do a visit as a team, and then I just it just kind of took off from there. We called it Wade's World, and we got this thing going, and it became such a great little thing in the community there.
That's super awesome. A few more questions here for you, Wade. You've been lucky enough to represent Canada a few times throughout your career. I believe twice at the World Juniors and once at the World Championships, if my knowledge serves me correctly. How much does it mean to you to wear the maple leaf on your chest, obviously out on the ice?
It's one of the highlights of a career. You get to play with some of the best players in the world, best players in Canada, obviously. I had the chance to do it on a number of different occasions, and it's a real special feeling, and just knowing, there's a lot of pride that goes around when you see the flag up in the rafters, and even when I think back and look, even just hearing the anthem before games, and even with my time in Ottawa, just knowing how proud to be Canadian and how much it means to all of us to play for that and knowing what it means to so many people in this country, it's a big privilege.
That's fair. Two more questions for you. The first one, if you were to give any advice to young hockey players coming up nowadays with goals of playing in the NHL one day, what would that advice be?
Well, I've always said, even when my playing days, I always played my best when I was having fun, and playing the game for what it is. So I'd say to kids, make sure you enjoy it, and even enjoy the grind, because it is a grind. Like, the game isn't easy at times. There's a lot of work and commitment and dedication, but it's all worth it in the end. So so enjoy that side of it. It's going to be ups and downs, and it'll be a worthwhile endeavor at the end of the day. And I think just enjoying it and putting the time in, and also another thing I'd say is also don't be so focused. Make sure when you're at the rink, you're focused on that, but make sure you have other interests. Make sure you get away from the game too. I think that when you get away from it, you can miss it a bit, and when you get back to it, you just want to be you're that much hungrier. So you can't be 100% focused on it. Obviously, it's got to be number one in your life if you want to make a living at it. But also make sure you set some time aside to do other things.
Absolutely. Last question for you, Wade. What is a fun fact about you that not a lot of people would know?
Oh God, I'm not that very fun guy. I don't know. Well, what would I say? I mean, I don't know. I like to play. I play the guitar a bit. Maybe I'll say that. And I haven't picked it up in a while, so I'm a bit of a BSer saying that right now. But that's something I really enjoy. The music
counts.
And that's what I was just saying before. Having other interests. That's something I picked it up actually early in my career in Ottawa, and I always, whatever you're going through, that you'd come back after a loss or whatever, and you're down in the dumps, and that was kind of something to unwind and something to kind of get your mind off things. So that was one thing that I like to do away from the game.
That's awesome. Well, thank you again very much for your time, Wade.
Okay, Case, thank you. Good to chat.